The Golden State Warriors are a team that once dominated the NBA and is now facing the terrifying truth their dynasty might be coming to an end. After years of success, injuries and player departures have left the Warriors in a precarious position. With their star players aging and questions about the team's future, it's time to face the harsh reality of the Warriors' predicament. In this video, we'll explore the challenges the Warriors are facing and the difficult decisions they'll have to make to stay competitive. Get ready to confront the terrifying truth about the Warriors' uncertain future. Here's a tale that you've probably heard before, and it goes back nearly 10 years. In the Western Conference semi-finals in 2015, the Warriors were defeated by the Memphis Grizzlies in 2 consecutive games. It was a different Grizzlies squad that hadn't yet established itself as a dynasty. But still, Steph was in his hotel room pouting a little bit and trying to strategize how to win the next game after losing 3 and trailing the series 1-2. Steph's phone rang at this moment, and it was none other than Draymond Green who instructed Steph to go to a nearby barbecue restaurant. The two of them ate an unhealthy lunch there and drank some beer, but more significantly, it was there that a talk began a dynasty. Losing 2 consecutive games in a playoff series might be upsetting, but Dre's magic wasn't fazed by it. In reality, he convinced Steph that the Warriors were still in excellent form by regaining perspective. The Warriors won game after game following that speech, eventually taking the series and the title, even though these magic words did not affect the box scores. Guess what though? I've heard that Draymond Green and Steph Curry are now being seen at a nearby barbecue restaurant. Guys, I'm joking, but think about it if they weren't. In any case, let's go to work. Let me begin by compiling a summary of all the instances that the Warriors found themselves in some difficulty for you. So as I noted, the Warriors fell to the Grizzlies by 2 games in a row in 2015 before coming back to win the series in 6 games despite having their backs against the wall. Later that year in the finals, it occurred once again as well. The team fell to LeBron James and the Cavaliers in 2 consecutive games before rallying to win the series in 6 games. We all recall the incident in 2016 when the Thunder defeated us. Despite being down 3-1 against KD and Westbrook, the Warriors were able to win the series in 7 games because of Game 6 star Klay Thompson. If you still need more evidence that a comeback is approaching, consider the fact that the Warriors had 2 loss streaks in both 2018 and 2019 against the Houston Rockets before bouncing back to win both series. Ladies and gentlemen, except for 2017, the Warriors have always found themselves in a very competitive playoff series, and the present circumstance they are in is no different. They are down 0-2 against the Sacramento Kings ankle-loving Sabonis. The Warriors are beating themselves and the Kings are presently down by 2-0. But author got to the only conclusion that the Warriors are losing to themselves rather than the Kings after watching 2 back-to-back 48-minute games with their eyes riveted to the screen. The Kings are devouring rebounds like they are an all-you-can-eat buffet, which is why they are just managing to win. In Game 2, the Kings committed 22 turnovers compared to 14 for the State Warriors, who scored 25 points off those mistakes. Extra possessions is the story of the cassette thus far in the series. Golden State was rather effective in controlling Fox after making modifications from Game 1 to 2. Yes, he scored 24 points in the second game, but he only attempted 23 shots. Moving ahead, the Warriors would happily accept such effectiveness. Now that everyone seems to be acting as if the series is already ended, let's quickly review the facts. The Kings didn't take any unusual actions. In fact, they carried out their duty to defend the home court in the manner that was expected of them, who, given the events of the season so far, anticipated the Warriors to triumph on the road. The Warriors have a superior home record than teams like Milwaukee and Boston, who most analysts predict will win the championship. This indicates that the series will be deadlocked at 2 games each, and that Golden State will regain the initiative. The Warriors must control forced turnovers, improve their ball handling, and capitalize on momentum swings if they are to win the series. The Warriors use the 3-step strategy to overcome a 0-2 disadvantage and defeat the Kings. The Warriors need to play a bit more aggressively on the boards as their next priority. The Kings got 17 offensive rebounds in Game 1 compared to the Warriors' 9, and when you add the mistakes that the Kings simply keep gaining additional possessions, the Kings' largest advantage would be eliminated if the Warriors were able to somewhat equal out this area. The third and last suggestion is to just keep playing Warriors basketball, because in reality they are doing a lot of things correctly in both contests. The Warriors were in fact the most effective team when shooting from the field, but efficiently is useless if the opposition is going to attempt around 10 more shots than you. It doesn't matter how efficient you are. Anyway, I'll give the Kings some credit. Let's start with Aaron Fox with his quickness and ability to get to his spots. He has been a fourth quarter beast and transformed himself from an efficient volume scorer to a true superstar in the league. Let's now examine the other side of the court, the Sacramento Kings. They don't seem to have the league's 24th worst defense at all. They're playing a fairly tight defense against Steph, so he's not getting as much separation as he usually does. He hardly ever receives any light at all, not even in the pick and rolls. But as we are all aware, Mike Brown is the main factor in the Kings' success. He understands every single play of every player on the roster, how to effectively oppose them on the attack and defense, and has been an assistant coach with the Warriors since 2016. In the 1% possibility that the Kings do win a series, he's the only reason I wouldn't be angry with them. He did play a significant role in the Warriors' dynasty achievement. Returning to the Sabonis-Draymond dilemma though, because of the play when he clung onto Draymond's foot for dear life, Domantas was likely the game's MVP. For his subsequent performances, he's equally deserving of an Oscar. Sabonis understood he had to use strategies like these to win the game, even though the Warriors were only behind by 4 at a time. If you haven't heard, Draymond finished for Defensive Player of the Year. He would have been incredibly crucial in the game's final minutes. But well, the milk has been spilled and we can go on to the next play. Many folks are chirping now that the Warriors are down 2-0, as I previously said, and I'll adore it for that reason. Claim that the Warriors season is already finished. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the Warriors can overcome a 0-2 deficit and win the series against the Kings? What do you think the Warriors need to do differently to turn things around? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest NBA news and analysis. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.